They say that your girl been on the road. I've been grinding all the time, let me remind them how it go. Calf hit me, automatic for the show. We should take on the debate, like one up, we'd like to know. We'd like to know. Like one up, like one up.
Motherfuckers. Okay. You guys see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is Charity Croft, and I want you guys to listen to him and tell me what you think about him.
You know what's super annoying? When we as black people try to talk to white people about their privilege. We be like, hey friend, I know that you're not a racist, murdering slave owner, but you still do benefit from a historical system of white supremacy that has put your people at the top and my people at the bottom. And then they respond like, no, bro, my nigga, I'm the furthest thing from privilege. And racism is basically over. I'm struggling just like you. And in all honesty, if you guys would just like focus on building up your families and stop, selling drugs, you'd be better off. Of course, this is a response completely rooted in privilege, and only someone that is totally unaffected by racism can say something as crazy as racism is basically over. Well, check this out. That's the same type of stuff that we as black men always say to black women every time they try to check us on our male privilege and sexist ways. We just act like they the ones tripping, and we tell them they're really not being oppressed by men, and it's all in their heads. We can only say something as crazy as that because we are not the ones being affected by that type of oppression. And that's why straight black men are the white people of black people. And I know what all the bros thinking. Nah, bro, you tripping. Don't you know we out here getting shot by the police like dogs? Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. Women ain't got to deal with that, bro. They ain't got to deal with that like
you guys do.
Yeah, bro, that is messed up. Have you ever heard about Bertha Spruill, Miriam Carey, and Michelle Cassell? Yeah, me neither before I started making this video, but those are the names of unarmed black women who were also killed by the police but got no media attention. In fact, black women are actually murdered by the police at a higher rates than black men are, but their stories are left untold because it's not as interesting to talk about women who die. This means that even in death, black men are acknowledged more than black women. We black men are not nervous walking past a group of black women, while on the other hand, they are petrified walking past a group of us because 1 in 5 black women will be brutally raped at some point in their lives. Black women are expected to be independent, but not too independent that they're not a little submissive to their king.
Can't be a
black
man.
women are expected to be smart and pretty, but not too pretty because then we'll think they're not that smart, but they only get to where they are because they're pretty. Hey, you know what happens when a black woman gets angry? We say,
she's a hood rat.
See, that's why you ain't got no man. As if their value as a human is predicated upon whether or not a man likes them. Meanwhile, we men never have to worry about that. A black woman could be a multi-millionaire. If she doesn't have a man, we treat her like something is wrong. Like women are still socialized in 2018 to believe that the 2 most important days of their life are prom and their wedding day. The 2 days when a man chooses them. When I, as a straight black man, walk into a room full of black women or queer black men, I am immediately seen as some sort of an authority figure.
You heard what he said?
When I go to the cookout, I am immediately given the big piece of chicken. And as Damon Young, a very smart brother, says, I am given the biggest piece of chicken and the big...
Y'all heard what the fuck he said, right? When he goes into a place and it's between him and queer black men and women, he is respected as an authoritative figure. Just take some time. This is not to bash anyone. This is just to give you a different viewpoint on things. This is the type of time I'm on.
Big seat at the table despite making the smallest contribution to the meal. And then guess what? My grandmama gonna tell whatever woman I arrived with that she better go make my play while I sit and play dominoes with my cousin because I'm a man. We treat women like objects. We put them next to fancy cars in our music videos because we see them like cars. Something to ride and then dispose of when we're done. Something we can just put in park and sit in the garage and expect it to be there when we're done doing whatever. Something. An object. Women feel the need to lie about their sexual partner so they're not perceived as hoes, while we men pride ourselves on how many women we have sex with. And let's be honest, we don't even really have sex with them because that would imply some type of a connection. We usually just use women as human masturbation devices, sex toys. And then gay black men, they are ridiculed on a daily basis by straight black men, and ironically, it's not even usually because of the fact that they like to have sex with men. That's the interesting part. We as a society don't tend to hate gay men because they are gay. We hate gay men because they act like women. For some reason, in this world, the closer you are to the feminine end of the spectrum, the less value we tend to give you. That's why even straight men that are a little more in tune with their feminine side tend to hear, quit acting like a girl, man up, don't be a sissy. Straight black men get to be angry, nasty, sexual, rude, aggressive, or whatever they want to be, and they're just being a man. But if a black woman displays any of those exact same traits, she is a bitch, a hoe, catty, messy, whatever. Black men can essentially be anything they want to be within the black community, except emotional, because that means they're feminine, and then that means they're gay, and then that means they're acting like a woman, and then that means they're less of a man.
Anything close to
God
woman, you
given
ain't shit.
position that deems you as an authority to which your woman must bow. Being a black man gives you the freedom to just exist and have no judge in society except maybe white people. While being a black woman means that your life rests not only in the judgmental gaze of white people, but also all men. Being a black woman puts you in this weird intersection between being both black and being a woman, dealing with white supremacy and patriarchy, two forms of oppression at the same time. If we as black men don't acknowledge our position of privilege in comparison to black women, then we are no different than the white people that don't acknowledge their position of privilege in relation to us. I love you.
I love you too, Charity!
Right.
Charity, I love you! Charity! Charity, I love you! You know, they be like, Bobby, I love you! Charity, I love you! Charity! Charity, I love you. Okay, what did you guys think about that part? I don't want the guys to feel like this is a guy bashing platform. That is not the case. He is just speaking on how he feels. He's, you know, wish I was called Jody. Everything starts with the man, and that's the reason they hunt us down. That too, unfortunately, that is the reason why you hunt us down. Because you guys have a huge responsibility, like my friend was saying. You guys are supposed to be the head of the household, yeah, and they could blame straight black men for global warming. They would. Triple agent, hey, listen, you missed the whole point of that situation. Like, it's not that serious. It's not to further divide us. It wasn't to bash anyone. It was literally. Thank you. All opinion, Mari. That's all he was saying. He was just. He is a very he's a very diverse kind of guy. Like, he speaks on all different types of shit. He just likes to give you another way to look at things. I do not feel as though his intention was to bash anyone, because that is not his style on anything I've ever seen him. So hopefully nobody was offended, and you guys are able to keep an open mind and just look at it like, you know what, privilege doesn't necessarily mean it's something that you're going about. It's just something to consider. That's all. You have sisters. Fuck looking at it like the chick that you're talking to. Just consider, like, damn, how much more people respect you than your fucking sister or your mother. Or how come they have to call you when they have a problem versus you call them when there's a problem. Small things like that. You might have a sister who will bust her gun quick as you will, but motherfuckers are going to call you first, right? Just like that. And that's not a thing that you have to feel ashamed about. It's just a conversational piece. I don't want anybody to feel no way like that. That aggravates me. From what he was talking about, our biggest problem in society is equality. Kind of. He spoke real shit. He did. I could apply this to white straight men is confused. Jero, yeah, but it was about black men. It was just to get black men as a people to understand how women might feel. Like, sometimes, like, he's a deep thinker. No, he really is. From what he was talking about, biggest problem, yeah, in general, in business and everything. E-Rock, I'm telling you, he's so fucking dope. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Some of the shit I don't agree with. Some of the shit I'll be like, oh, he's fucking a little bit. But just in general, his ability to dissect things differently and present them in different ways, I respect that. We can do it. I can take a shot. Yeah, let's do it. You know, I just like that. You know, that's all. Recognize your privilege. As per now. Stan, is that you? Stan the man with say anything. So just, it's not that fucking serious. So other people want to talk about things outside of fucking battle rap and fucking dumb stuff. Like, what the hell? That's all. It's okay not to say anything. I can see if motherfuckers are going to graphic detail and it's like soft porn on here, and I'm like, hey, describe your intimate encounter with your last lover. The fuck?
The voice.
These motherfuckers are fucking bugging. It's not like it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, and we did this, and then out came this, and then I put this here, and we, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers are talking about in general, us as a people. How come we can have the Black Lives Matter conversation? We can have conversations about everything else, but you guys want to act like you don't have brothers, sisters, cousins, neighbors, and things like that are black gay men in your community, and they want to know why they are ostracized on a daily basis. That is a very healthy conversation. It has nothing to do with anyone's sexuality as far as, like, really? Let's be fucking grown, because we'd like to know why y'all are on the bullshit.